Hey everybody, it's Karen with Food and Family. I'm making lasagna roll-ups tonight. The exception, I'm using squash and zucchini in place of lasagna noodles. Doesn't that sound interesting? I've made this before. It's been a long time and it is delicious. This has no meat. It's strictly vegetables. So as you can see, I've got my band shirt on. Parker has a game tonight, and you all know he plays the trumpet in the band. So I hope I get to go see him. Anyway, what I've done was I took my squash and my zucchini and I cut off the sides just to kind of make it even. And so I wouldn't be left with one piece that was just all peeling. And then I put it on here. Careful with these mandolins, you can lose a digit. And I put it on here and I just sliced it up. That was the easiest way. Now you can do it with a knife, but I would suggest cutting it real thin. But what I want to do is I need these more pliable so they'll roll up. So what I want to do is I'm going to put these on my sheet pan here. I'm going to spray it a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to lay these out just like this. And if I need another pan, we'll get another pan. But I don't know why we will. They won't hurt them if they overlap a little bit. All right, I decided to get another pan. You see this squash? Isn't that beautiful? Now, I've got a second pan. I'm going to spray it as well. And I'm going to put my lasagna on this. I'm sorry, I said lasagna. Of course I'm making lasagna. I'm going to put my zucchini out here. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it, okay? So give me just a second. Let me get these laid out. Okay, so I've got my lasagna laid out. Now, if you have a piece that's kind of thick on one end like I have here, I just took my knife and trimmed it off, okay? So that's all you have to do. Now, I'm going to use, let me do this first. I want to put a little olive oil on here. I've got my oven set to 400. Now that's what we're going to cook the lasagna on, but I want to put these in the oven. I'm going to get this spread out, and this is going to give them a delicious, delicious flavor. We're going to put some salt and pepper on it. Look here, see, this takes no time to put together. So when Pop comes home tonight from work, he can heat up a plate. Now, I'm going to take any kind of leftovers and I'm going to freeze them. I'm going to put them in meal size containers for us. And I'm going to put them in the freezer so next time I want some lasagna, I can pull this out. Now, I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of salt and pepper on them. Got to make it taste good. And if you want to add some other kind of seasonings, herbs, go right ahead. I bet some Italian seasoning would be good on this too. Why don't we sprinkle a little bit on there? I got my Italian seasoning. Let's just do a light sprinkle, not much. We don't want it to overpower. And that's it. So I'm going to put these in the oven and I'm going to bake them on 400 around 10 minutes. I'm going to watch them because what I want to do is just want them to get really soft but not cooked through. Now, you can do these on the grill, or if you have a griddle, do the same thing. Just put them on there and cook them like that. I like to do it this way. It saves me some time. I can do them all at one time, and instead of a few at a time on my small griddle. Okay, or the Blackstone would be a good good place to do it. Okay, so let me get these in the oven and I'll be back with you in just a few minutes, okay? Okay, so our squash and zucchini baked for 10 minutes on 400 degrees. You see how soft and tender that is and how pliable, and I'm going to be able to roll it up. So let's get started with that, okay? So I have my dish here that I'm going to put them in. First of all, I'll put my spray up. I don't want to spray it just the tiniest bit. Then I'm going to put down some sauce. Now, I'm just using a store-bought sauce. I didn't take time to make any this week, which is delicious. So I'm using the store-bought. And if I don't forget, I'll link my sauce recipe. Okay, so, but I want to tell you something. I'm using a mixture. You can use cottage cheese, ricotta cheese, egg, Parmesan, and parsley. And I'll link that as well. And if you want, you can put some meat in it. You can put some ground beef, or you can put some Italian sausage. That would be really good. But I'm not. I'm just going vegetables today. I'm going to put just a little bit of this sauce in the bottom of my pan, and I'm going to spread it out. That's just going to give it a little bed to sit on. See? Okay, so I'm going to sit it right here. Now look at this. I made this the last time that I made lasagna. And I didn't use this, so I put it in this little container and I put it in my freezer. So I've got it. I was not going to waste it. Okay, so I want to start with this. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to lay one out here on the board. And I think you can see that. And I'm going to take a little bit of this mixture and I'm going to spread it right here on this zucchini slice. And then I'm just going to start rolling. Just roll it up. It's going to be messy, but it's going to be delicious. Now looky there. Can you see all that filling on the inside? Now, right in the dish. And I'm going to continue doing this until I get my pan full, my dish full, or I've used all my zucchini slices and my squash slices. So y'all give me a minute and I'm going to get rolling and then we'll be back, okay? Okay, I got the squash and zucchini rolled up. Now I want you to look how pretty that is. I alternated between zucchini and squash. I thought it'd just make it pretty, but once it bakes, you won't see it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Next, I'm going to, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of Parmesan cheese over that. Why not? It sounds good to me. And maybe just a smidge of mozzarella. Don't want much because we're going to come back later and we're going to top it with cheese. But is there such a thing as too much cheese? Anyway, just a little bit. Just a little bit. So see how it's looking so far? Okay, now I'm going to top it with some more. I'm going to use my spoon because I'm afraid of pouring out too much. And I'm going to top it with this sauce. And then we're going to get this in the oven. And I'm going to bake it on 400, probably around 30 minutes. And I'm going to be checking it. So remember, we did cook that squash a little bit ahead. So looky here. Now, use as much or as little as you want. This is what I'm doing, and I can't tell you measurements. I'm just doing. I think, Well, as I make a mess. But that's normal. If you're cooking, you're going to make a mess. Okay, looky there. Now, and I'm still going to do it again, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan on top. There we go. See? And I'm going to cover this with some aluminum foil. Loud. So, I'm going to bake it, I'm going to say 20 to 30 minutes. I may check it in 20, and if it's bubbling and I think it's done, then I'll go to the next step. But I'm thinking it's probably going to take about 30 minutes. So I'm going to get this in the oven, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to show you what we do next. Our timer just went off, so let's get this out of the oven and see what it looks like. It's been in here for 30 minutes. Let's shut this oven door. Now, leave your oven on because we're going to be putting it back in, okay? So, let's uncover it. Be careful because that steam will burn you. And that is worse than a burn from the stove. Oh my gosh. Yeah, look. Oh, if you could smell it. Looky there. Now, let's top it with some more mozzarella, okay? Loud package, isn't it? Don't be shy. You want this cheesy. Now you can put as much or as little as you'd like. I'm just going to coat it. Okay. But you know what? I want a little bit more Parmesan. I love Parmesan cheese. And I think what I want to do is I'm going to put a little bit of parsley on top of this. So when it bakes, it'll just be pretty. That's dried parsley. I've got some fresh. I just didn't want to go out there and get it. So we're going to put this in the oven uncovered for about 10 minutes or until I see that mozzarella cheese is getting all melty and golden. But we'll be right back with you, okay? Okay, I took this out of the oven and I've been letting it sit here for just a few minutes to cool off. Isn't that beautiful? So I can handle this, but I want to be able to taste it without it burning my mouth. So let's get a little bit. Now, when Pop comes home, we'll heat this up for him and myself, but I just want a little taste of it right now. Oh, look at all that cheese. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to try this. Oh, I know it's going to be so good. And make some garlic bread or just cheesy bread and a salad to go with this. You've got a meal. You don't need anything else. And you've got a good, healthier meal. Yeah. You've got to make this. I'm serious. This is delicious. Now, I use zucchini and squash. You can use eggplant. Eggplant would be very good. And I like eggplant parmesan, so there you go. Use whatever you want. Like I said earlier, you can add some Italian sausage to it. You can add some ground beef if you want to. Or not, just like I did. Yeah, I certainly appreciate you joining me in my kitchen today. And I hope you'll try this. And if you do, let me know if you did, how you made it, if you changed anything. I'd certainly like to know. And again, I want to show you how beautiful this is. Looky there. All right. Thanks for joining me in my kitchen. I hope you'll come back and join me in my kitchen again. I enjoy having each and every one of you in here with me. So please like, subscribe, share, and don't forget, hit that little notification bell so you'll know when I put out my next video. See you soon, everybody.